Hey everybody, welcome back to Northernlion Plays The Binding of Isaac Afterbirth Plus as penance for fucking up last time. Here's our seed, by the way. 0QVB, L0QB. As penance for fucking up last time, I am going to play as the Lost this time and try to conquer the alternate path of the game. This is one of the things, this and the Keeper, I think, are going to be real challenging. I actually think the Keeper... Look, don't castrate me for this. I think the Keeper might be easier if you can get Nun's Habit or something like that, or if you can get Swallowed Penny. The Lost, there's really no way to get around the fact that if you ever get hit twice, you'll lose. And when you're fighting an enemy that's very strong, it's, you know, and it's a long fight, it's easier to get hit twice. So, I'm not necessarily saying that the Lost is good. The Keeper is definitely a harder character. However, to beat to beat the Hush, or to beat Boss Rush, or to beat the Void, are they a harder character? I don't know, because I think as the Lost, you've got to beat, Hush to begin with to get down there. But again, maybe I don't know. It's like, tweet me. Tweet me everything I do wrong. It sounds like I'm a glutton for punishment, but really it's the fastest way for me to learn, and as long as it's constructive, I appreciate it. Like, for example, I'm not going to make it sound like I get a lot of negative tweets. I do get some tweets that are like, please, for the love of God, don't be so bad. But that's like, that's negativity that's at least phrased in a positive way. I can get down with that. If it said, hey, shitbird, you freaking suck, you jabroni. Why don't you be better, you knuckle sandwich man? And I'd be like, oh, that's uncalled for. But if they're like, hey, big fan of your channel, but you are being an idiot right now. Here's what you can do to be less of an idiot. That's constructive criticism, man. That's as good as it gets. I appreciate that, and, you know, I look forward to that as a growing opportunity, for sure. Now, we are going to roll Tammy's Head. The D4 has its place on Lost runs, but I think it's like a C-, you know, maybe even worse tier spacebar item to start with. Doesn't mean it's bad, just highly, highly situational. Tammy's Head is not even the top tier spacebar item, although being able to use it once per room is going to put us in a position. By the way, this is funny because this is our second boss fight. We've teleported one boss deep, so we're going to get this deal with the devil a little earlier than expected. We also got a small damage upgrade along with it, 0.58, a free ghost baby. They say the best things in life are free, so I guess clearly they were watching this run right here because we just picked up ghost baby for the low cost of on the house. Let's keep moving it down here, though. Larry Jr. is going to get rocked. Well, I mean, I told you. Don't act like I didn't tell you. I told you. We have another item room to get to. We may well be able to make our shop worthwhile. Please, a Tinted Rock giving us Spirit Hearts. No, thank you. I was hoping for Small Rock. That's the reason we're going to keep blowing up Tinted Rocks as long as the bomb economy holds. But, yeah, I mean, Tammy's Head, combined with the fact that, you know, oh, there's Small Rock. Combined with the fact that we can get hit once per room, means that on a room-by-room level, we're actually, like, in a great position. Overall, you know, it remains to be seen how we're going to fare against an enemy as tough as the Void, but we have to get there in the first place, and again, that may or may not necessitate going to the Hush fight. If it doesn't necessitate going to the Hush fight, wouldn't it be nice to go to the Hush fight, though, just to prove that we got the sack within us? Try to get some money without blowing up our donation machine. Lovely. What do we want from the shop? You know, damage upgrade, chaos, better spacebar item. Being able to spawn trinkets is not bad, but I don't think it's a top tier option right now. We might as well take HP. Doesn't give us anything at this point, but we might as well take it regardless. And honestly, this run's shaping up pretty nicely. Okay. Ace of Hearts has appeared in the basement. For beating the first floor as the Lost? I'm assuming that turns all consumables into hearts. Ironic, because that's useless as the Lost. That's probably their point. Anyway. Good. I mean, it's not a bad setup. We got a great combination of items right now. I don't know if, like, Mongo Baby and Ghost Baby shots get amplified by Multi-Dimensional Baby. We're probably getting... let me put it this way. We're greater than on pace to get the conjoined special here. The transformation. And I don't think that's something that's on my list as a positive. It's not necessarily a negative. It's just hard to get over, right? It's like learning to eat your vegetables. Eventually, you grow into a full-blown adult and you go, I actually like kale. And that's a lovely experience. I'm living that right now. But, you know, when you're a kid, you're like, why would I eat something that tastes like garbage? That's how I feel about conjoined. It's good for me in ways that I cannot immediately internalize, and as a result, I find it hard to remember that it's good for me, even though, like, objectively, I believe it is. So, I guess we'd be happy if we got it. Bloodshot Eye. I actually think that getting a familiar on a lost run is pretty swell. And then getting a familiar that, or not a familiar, sorry, an orbital on a lost run is pretty swell. And then getting an orbital that can actually shoot for you is even better. So I think that this, not top tier as far as upgrades go, but certainly not bad. Dagaz is going to be very useful for us. Alright. Very useful for us to purge a curse we don't like. And really the only curse I can think of that is likely to get that is Curse of the Blind right now, because it's so important to not pick up, you know, just a god-awful item. 2 of Hearts. Not very good. You know what? 3 cent key is fine. We got 10 cents left. We can get an arcade on the next floor, although we have no interest in it. In all likelihood. We can get a, well, with the amount of bombs that we have, we can easily get enough to buy something from our next shop. Roll up to the club like, what up? I got a thick... Well, nah, I'm just pumped about some shit from the next shop. Draped in my leopard print, girl standing next to me. I probably should have washed this. It smells like R. Kelly's sheets. I only know the lyrics to Thrift Shop as a result of Flula's, you know, cartoons cover of it. It's not cartoons, you know, C-A-R-T-O-O-N-S. It's... C-A-R-T-U-N-E-S. Cartoonias. You didn't have to give me a mega fatty fight on a tiny room. I just want you to know that, game. We could have met each other halfway here. We could have been friends. You have chosen to take this adversarial relationship and make this the way that we interact with one another. And I hate you for it, but there you go. We made it through here. We got a Thame, which I think will not ever work for us. But we lived, and that's important. We didn't even deserve that deal with the Devil Chance, so I think we should just be thankful we've got it. And you can tell that our damage is good. Like, 5.6 damage is fine, and then each Tammy's headshot is better than fine. But each Tammy's headshot is doing more damage than that, although I can't know for certain. It might be double, it might be... Who knows, is basically what I'm getting at. I could list a lot of numbers here. It could be double, it could be 1.5, it could be, you know, 1.75, it could be 4. You know, there's various different numbers that could be the correct answer here, but I don't know which one is valid and which one is invalid. So, I'm not going to belabor the point by listing the myriad numbers that I assure you, I know. I know so many numbers that'll make your fucking head spin. Natural numbers, unnatural numbers, imaginary numbers. Like 24, that's an imaginary number. Most people don't know that. Ooh, -1 eye. Nah, son. 24. There's one hiding there right under your nose. Get out of here, you dang mimic. If a mimic kills me on this run, I will remain inconsolable for mere moments before my resolve is steeled and I go back into another run. Guess I was hoping for Steam sale, but the more the merrier as far as money's concerned here. We have no curse, so we're going to save the Gauze. I really think that having patience with the Gauze is going to be important for us here. Now, I will, like, be extremely displeased with myself if I do this run and then I make the same mistake I made on the Apollyon run, where I go to the wrong floor after beating Hush. Dude, as Apollyon, to be honest with you, I'm not beating myself up over it because it's easy. You know, Apollyon's a fun character. I'm always happy to play as Apollyon, at least for now. So, I'm excited. Maybe no more one makes you larger pills. To fuck up an Apollyon run just means that I've got a good excuse to do another Apollyon run later. To fuck up... Why did I stand in the middle of this? To fuck up a Lost run that has a chance... Now that's where I would have a hard freaking time forgiving myself, dude. Now this is Mega Fatty. What do I say? Mega Fatty ain't no joke. However... we made it through, and it was a bigger room. And to be honest with you, I shouldn't have taken damage there at all. But to be on a bigger room Gives me a much better chance of success. Great Tammy's head play there. I was getting a little nervous. I'll take Anarchist Cookbook for the chance to, you know, perhaps get libraries in the future. Because we can fly, we can usually take advantage pretty risk-free of libraries that show up. Do we want any books? No, but I think I'd rather have the library show up than not show up. And that's not necessarily an obvious sentence, because they may take away from other special rooms and cost us on the opportunity cost level. But I think that, you know, we're going to apply Occam's razor, or, you know, first principles to this situation, and that's that probably, if books are good, getting a library is better than not getting a library, if we have any influence over it. Which is debatable. Whether or not we have influence over it. Which is debatable. So I was reading Plato's The Republic the other day, and I thought, cogito ergo sum? More like cogito ergo dum! What a guy. Well, we got a death card. We spent a lot of keys and we got a death card. I'm gonna chalk that up as a relative loss. But we have golden keys on this floor. 5 more golden chests. I mean, that's something. What do we got here? Not that bad. Now, ideally, I want to catch this guy on a red poop, which borderline just happened there before I broke it. Or we just want to kick the Christ out of him before he does that whirlybird attack that's going to force us back a little bit. No deal with the devil, but an HP upgrade is meaningless. A tears upgrade is awesome. The shot speed downgrade, relatively meaningless. We lost 16% of our shot speed. So we're going to be able to go to boss rush. Luckily, past me was better at the game and has already completed boss rush as the lost. Which means that we, with our 7 bombs, should look for a teleport card. I think that's probably a good choice there. Look for a teleport card. And if we can get a teleport card, we got so much time with which to do it, by the way, but if we can get a teleport card, we get out of boss rush for free, maybe snag an item. Who knows, you know, what that item is and what that item could entail for us. Brownie, you know, is no joke as well. I just want to throw that out there. Like, we've actually fought a fairly consistent supply of the game's greatest assholes. And I'm not even through with this one yet, so I'm, like, not counting my chickens, but assuming those shots can't get over rocks, we should be safe, but damn, dude, that was rough. We'll take our lowered tier delay, for sure. This should just give us money immediately when we pick it up, or it's just lost to the ether. We now have, I think, max rate of fire. We don't want to fight the next boss, because obviously the next boss carries with it an inability to leave the room after that point without a card. So we got 2 item rooms and a shop that hopefully provides us with some value here. We've got the money to take advantage of it. We got the keys to get everywhere we need to go. It's a pretty good position to be in. Now, the mom fight might be a bit of a mess. Not a teleport card, however. Well, let's save this conversation for a minute. Beautiful. Empress, Fool. Fool card, that's so important. Yeah, this mom fight might be a bit of a mess, so I'm actually hopeful to... we could go fight the boss right now, but rather than do that, let's go see if we can get a little overpowered before the mom fight. The good thing about having the Fool card is if we're not committed to getting into boss rush, we can use the Fool card to get out of a bad situation, like a room in which we've taken damage too early. We can just bounce. And that oftentimes can save a lost run, turn it into a success. Glowing Hourglass is an interesting item that I think, you know, the time for sandbox, you know, practice with that item is not right now. Okay, I just hit that in the wrong direction like 12 different times. Throw down a judgment, blow his bitch ass up. We don't need him. Demon Judgments do not give you a better deal with the Devil Chance. I knew that, but I was under the impression that they might give you a better deal with the Angel Chance, actually. Okay, so this is an important room. Well, the next room is an important room, I should say. This one's a foregone conclusion. Sure, a small damage upgrade. 0.38 from Fat Odd Mushroom. Indicative of the fact that I don't really think that Fat Odd Mushroom is really worth taking. Especially with the speed downgrade there is actually... this is going to be like one of those muscle memory situations where, you know, old habits are hard to break. I think I knew from taking Old Mushroom recently that it is a damage downgrade, or sorry, a speed downgrade. And in this present case right here, actually a pretty, you know, monstrous one. But I've just been taking it for so long that I think I've got myself in a situation where I'm like, it's just muscle memory. We're just going to pick it up. So we are going to go to the greed fight. And I said greed fight implicitly, but it may just be a regular shop, which would be awesome. But I want to see if we can get something on the shop that's valuable for us, because honestly, the speed downgrade carries a lot of negativity along with it. 0.7 is not unworkable, but it's getting close. And I mean that, you know, frankly. Like, it is low speed. I think I had to. Like, it's Maggie speed, basically. I still want to get out of boss rush. I still, you know, I have faith that we can find a teleport card. If we can't, I'm not too concerned about it, because we might have just saved our entire run. So, you know, basically, you got to do what you got to do. Sure, boss rush would be valuable, but it's probably more valuable that we survive. And I'm being, you know, a little petty in my speech there, but you get the idea. In a perfect world, I would have wanted to do things differently there, but we don't live in a perfect world, but hopefully we live in an imperfect world in our Isaac sphere right now that can still be beautiful. I knew it would not be, though. That was a great run. It was a great run. NSD9 FYPL. I'm not going to blame that on the speed upgrade. And the temptation is very high to blame that on the speed upgrade, but I'm not going to blame that on the speed upgrade. Instead, I'm going to say to myself, Self, you played pretty well. You did play pretty well on that one. You got through those two mega fatties. Honestly, not blaming the speed. A better player than myself could have gotten us out of that bucket of syrup. However, a 0.38 damage upgrade is not worth a marked speed downgrade, at least when your speed has never been improved on the course of a run. So, sure, a little bummed. I think we could have... Things could have gone differently on that floor. In the Gwyneth Paltrow, like, sliding doors style... Oh, Blue Baby's Only Friend is pretty solid. In the Gwyneth Paltrow sliding doors version of that run, on the other side, we went to the boss fight immediately. We, you know, got to deal with the devil that gave us Mom's knife. We teleported out after boss rush. Boss rush gave us, you know, like, Cricket's head or something like that. And then, you know, we were well on our way, but we're not living that Gwyneth Paltrow life. We're living the one where, like, you know, she got in an accident on the subway or something. I can't, you know, I saw the movie. It was like 1998. I was 10 years old. I don't remember too much about it. Adult themes, some of it probably went over my head. Anyway, this is still great, though. Like, Blue Baby's Only Friend is beautiful in its own way, which is probably the theme of that movie, I think, if I just completely give myself permission to talk out of my ass, is that, you know, even though doors slide, the important thing is that they were ever open in the first place. And the real sliding doors were inside of us the whole time. Alright. It's actually a good item to get as, the Lost. Being able to hold 2 trinkets and getting a trinket, better than getting an HP upgrade as the Lost. Although, Child's Heart, not really the most valuable trinket to be picking up right off the bat here. But honestly, we actually have a pretty good window for success here. And that window hinges upon the fact that, or is predicated upon the fact that Blue Baby's Only Friend allows us to have shit damage for a while and not suffer. We have no bombs. So we're actually not in a position that's dangerous. Of course, you can get hit twice, like in any circumstance, and fuck it up. But we're not in a bad spot right now. We don't really need a tarot card. We don't need it. We don't need to go to the shop. We don't need to, you know, whatever we want to do is we can do right now. The world is our oyster. The world is our oyster. Amnesia. We already could not see where we were going, so... No skin off my scrote. And you might think, a lot of people are not huge fans of Blue Baby's Only Friend as far as items go, and same with Ludo. They think it takes a little skill out of the game. You know, it doesn't rely on tier synergies for Blue Baby's Only Friend, and that can be a little boring, but I like it, and also, even if you don't, it's good. And that's a necessary evil in a run like this. So let's, before we go to our item room, we will fight the boss. And a champion version of Little Horn. Nothing to sneeze at. The bombs will do contact damage if we touch them. However, Easy fight. Alright, we get a Tears upgrade. With a range as well, but Tears is the big thing there. And our deal with the devil gives us the Necronomicon and ABADDON. So ABADDON is lights out. Classic item. Necronomicon is not necessarily worse than the D4, despite I know the reaction that probably came out of this is like, what are you doing? I don't think we could fly, you idiot. I don't think Necronomicon is good. However, I think if your run is good, you should take anything but the D4. If only so you don't accidentally reroll your whole run, you know, on like a Curse of the Maze floor. Unicorn Stump is actually, immediately this takes precedent over the Necronomicon. Now, we don't have anything that helps us offensively with Unicorn Stump. However, it doesn't take much to get there. It also is not going to be great against bosses. However, it doesn't take much to get there. We've definitely... Oh, we have not been here. The bombs, man. Tinted rock number 1. Small rock, please. Okay, a pill. Retrovision. Just good to know that it exists, honestly. And then there's a tinted rock back here. We want to go to the shop as well. Yeah, there's the secret room. So we got a key for our bomb and secret room access. We got 3 keys for our bomb. It's not bad. Although we are light on bombs right now. Yeah, but what I was going to say is I think just for survival's sake, this is important. And we need to survive to get to the bosses. So I'm not going to worry about the bosses until we have to worry about the bosses. I'm going to worry about just living until we get there. You know, in that Offspring song, Staring at the Sun, they go, there's more to living than only surviving, baby. I'm not there, but I'm still trying. Well, no, there's not more to living than only surviving, Dexter Holland. Right now, that living is surviving. Checkmate. He's clearly never played a game with a Binding of Isaac in his life. That might not be true. He might be a fan. I don't know. Well, I've decided that no shop is worth backtracking for this ridiculous amount of time. So we're going to move on here and save our money. I'll take my business elsewhere. I don't know. Rooms that spawn 3 times the amount of enemies as an average room are going to be a tough sell right now. So this is like one of the few ways that our run can get like completely screwed. I think, you know, the rules of playing as the Lost still apply. And those rules are very simple. Make good decisions. Play conservatively. Abuse the fact that you can fly. And especially in like this situation, it's not just flying, I don't have to have line of sight with enemies at all. And if you play your cards right there and get a little stroke of luck, you know, the winds can flow. I mean, obviously it's an easier version of the Lost than existed in the past, but still. Now we get the item that will end us. Sack Dagger, beautiful item, fantastic, lovely experience. But I stand a chance to misuse it, admittedly. I will say, Car Battery, Unicorn Stump, Sack Dagger is the kind of combination where I'm like, no boss can stop us now. The only boss that can stop us now is a boss like the Hush that lives for a long time. And, assuming that Car Battery works and our Unicorn Stump lasts twice as long, basically, we cannot be killed by a room that would kill most mere mortals. So, we should really be quite happy about this. As long as we press the spacebar on every room, we should be in like an extremely dominant position. We also get a speed upgrade while we're using Unicorn Stump, which I had never realized before. And it doesn't mean that we've got an easy win. If we were doing a normal run in Afterbirth, where we were just going to Blue Baby, we would have an easy win. These are the items you need to... And there's actually a few combinations, but these are some of the items you can get to give you basically a guaranteed win as long as you don't brain fart and fail to press the spacebar twice when you enter a room. Like, you know, because the first time you fail to press it, you're going to lose Holy Mantle. You've even got like a little window for being able to mess it up a little bit, amazingly enough. That's how good it is. But Bosses are going to be another story. At the very least, it's going to give us one hell of a heads up. And by heads up, I mean head start. We got our 1/3 roll to work out for us, which is beautiful. And then we're going to fight Krampus, and it's just a beautiful experience. We won't take Krampus's head, but the fact that we got the deal with the devil, paid the Krampus tax, is nice. And we have seen our item room. Of course, it's the item that you've been, you know, celebrating for like the past 2 minutes here. Sack Dagger. The Stars card. So there's our boss rush teleporter. Yeah. We'll take that with us. Alright, so this is actually better than the last run. The last run was good, Tammy's head was killing it, but this run is really putting us in a position that's even stronger, and I'm thrilled to see it. I'm still struggling to imagine that, you know, what do we need to be able to take out the Void reliably? I mean, going in there with like a 48-hour energy pill might be enough to make that happen. You know, several charges times the charges being twice as long as normal. I wouldn't be surprised, right? Please let me out of here. Alright, we got our charge back as well. Fuck the nickel in there, I don't care. Well, you had to take this. It's simple, you know, math. You take it for the speed upgrade. And we're gonna see how long car battery unicorn stump lasts here. The answer is like long enough to kill 2 shitty bosses, so that's pretty good. We got Abel and Blood Bag. So basically we got nothing. Oh, and Fate's Reward. So we got 2 items that are pretty not noteworthy, but at least are passive, and then 1 speed upgrade, which is actually very nice when you're rocking an item that, you know, your chances of success do hinge on you getting around as fast as possible. We get another familiar that's borderline useless, Brother Bobby. Not bad. Not bad, just we're not going to be shooting that much right now, so. To be fair to the game, the subset of items that are actually going to meaningfully benefit us are very small right now. BFF is on there. You know, more familiars are on there. I don't mind picking up Binky. It didn't even give us the tiers up because we're already at the cap, but well, you know what? I do mind Binky then. Maybe there's something to be said about going to our arcade here. We can fly. Why have I not internalized that I can fly here? We could play the shit out of the blood bank with the battery charge. We could get like a lot of plays with one, or a lot of plays on it with one hit of the space bar, but I don't think I want to risk that. And it doesn't seem like a risk, but you know, what if I accidentally play one too long? Everybody thinks that accidents don't happen to them. Accidents happen, man. We gotta be, we gotta minimize risk to some extent. And I think that we're not gaining much out of taking a risk to pick up a little bit more money or another blood bag or IV bag, which is worthless. So if we had something on our shop that was worth putting our life on the line for and we were below 15 cents, different story. But we don't, so we're gonna move on here. We're at 10 minutes, 11 minutes finishing this floor. That really leaves us like 3 minutes ahead of schedule for boss rush, very much on schedule for the Hush fight. We would love some kind of a way to get extra charges. Like, I don't think Sharp Plug would kill us, I assume, but some way to get extra charges is extremely valuable right now. Even a single Balls of Steel pill, man. It's either that, or we have to become so strong that we can beat the Hush once the charges roll off. And by Hush, I mean Hush! So I think that we don't have Void unlocked on this character yet. Like, I don't know if you have to do that, but we're gonna do it anyway, because I'm an idiot and, you know, I can't be helped. Where's the tweets? Tweet me. You don't need to beat the Hush, but have a source to back it up. Placebo, I'll tell you what. Is this 48-hour energy? No. I mean, there's no way we would have known. But placebo, 48-hour energy does not help us with placebo. Because what are we getting infinite charges for? Placebo. Amazing. We can make infinite batteries. Doesn't help. Libra. I feel like this is going to balance our stats in a way that I'm not pleased with right now. And even though we're doing most of our damage with, well, the obvious. Just running into enemies with Sack Dagger. That's a mimic for sure. Yeah, the tail is real, dude. If that had killed me through a bug, I don't know what I would have been displeased, is what I'll say about that. But, I don't think we want to rebalance our stats right now. Maybe you're looking at it and you're going, dude, look at your range stat. Your range stat alone coming down, you know, could give you like 6 damage. But I don't think that's how it works. I think that they're balanced relatively. They're not balanced to the closest number, is my guess at least. I thought about it. I think we could do it at the cost of only a single charge, and that may be worth it. But if it isn't, well, then we don't want to do it. Okay, thank you for spawning on top of me and giving me a heart attack. Really appreciate that. Because I already got hit by a single bomb and created a bit of a fucked up situation here. We got through it. Thank you, car battery, for giving me the peace of mind to make that work. That was a bit of a heart-stopping moment. That's a, we know that pill. Okay, depths 1. There we go. Small rock. Big blaze. Okay, probably the worst orbital attacking I've ever done in my life, but I love Torn Photo. And sure, a speed upgrade from this as well, right? Lord of the Pit? Not a speed upgrade? What? What era is this of Isaac play that I've been presently unaware of? Alright, Necropolis 2. This floor is big. We probably, if we play our cards right, are able to get through the mom fight without putting ourselves at risk of death at all. Like, we should never be open to get hit, basically. I'm hoping that that locked room right there, the bomb locks, it has a black market in it. If it has a black market in it, you know, I can't even begin to tell you. Retrovision, that's what the pill was. Can't even begin to tell you how valuable this could be. Get all these shop items for the low, low price of free. It's a clean room. There's like a 10% chance, maybe. Nah, it's a, yet another crawl space, but at least a crawl space featuring a decent item. Mysterious Liquid will do damage, like a lot of damage actually, to non-flying enemies. So I think there's a case to be made that was a very worthwhile pickup. And by case to be made, I mean irrefutable case to be made. Open and shut case. We got a library. I mean, Book of Shadows, it's got a point. If we could get 9-volt and AAA battery, I'll take Book of Shadows over Unicorn Stump. Because Book of Shadows with car battery is going to last a lot longer. But we need to get it charged every room. And if that does not happen, we cannot justify the loss of Unicorn Stump, I think. It also means that battery charges with Book of Shadows will be that much more valuable as well. So we'll peep our shop and see if we can get lucky there, but the odds are not great. If that trinket shows up later on this run, I'm going to be a little unhappy, but I will eventually get over it. How's our luck stat? We got a 1 luck stat. I was wondering, because we're getting like consumable drops. I thought our luck stat would actually be a little higher, but... Okay, you get a key, you throw the key away to the key gods. You've got to give a blessing to the key gods from time to time, or a teeth, if you will, to the key gods. It keeps you in good standing. People have been doing it since the dawn of time, and they can't be wrong. Might as well take starter deck, like hold 2 cards. Yeah, okay, the sun doesn't give us too much as this character. Yeah, don't do that. There you go. Just hit space when you enter a room. The occasional brain fart's okay, but hit space. Now, if we're trying to take out more difficult enemies, do not despair. Place Blue Baby's only friend over top of them while you're hitting them. Gonna get the job done. Stem cell regen. That seems like That's not what we want. But you know what? We should take it over Child's Heart. Yeah. I was gonna say, like, Dark Bum, we can make it work, or, like, D20, we can make it work, but I'm assuming regen gives you HP. I mean, it's named after an item. Sure, we don't, who cares? It's named after an item that gives you HP, and it says regen, so... Acid Tears. Assuming, like, some kind of variant of poison, or, like, you know, damage over time, leaves creep when they die, who knows? Get the stars card ready. Okay, it's the mom fight. It's Red Mom. We got damage done. Yeah, it's over. Okay, no deal with the devil. Polaroid for sure. Boss rush is garbage. We'll take Betrayal. Use the stars card. Get the fuck out of here. Give me a tarot card. Told you. Alright, so now we got mapping. Is the mapping immediately useful? I would say, honestly, probably yes is the answer to that question. So we're gonna map probably the next 2 floors. It's a great lost run. Again, should be unkillable. Is it? Well, no, I mean, unkillable except for those, you know, I mean, we're talking honestly here, it's unkillable except for those, you know, super boss fights, which is like the whole reason we're going through this, but, we'll see. We'll see. I'm actually more confident about the Void fight than I am about the Hush fight, which is weird. I'm gonna come down here, and there's a small chance we can get a useful item out of this mini-boss, including 9 lives. Or Shoop-da-Whoop, not that we want it, but... Or Troll Bomb, you know, that's extremely valuable in its own unique way. We should check the Mob Trap room. It's the benefit of being invincible, is that, you know, going to these rooms is usually going to be the right decision. And we picked up another Sun card, which, like, completely justifies coming down here. If we can use that to map the Void... Thanks for having the longest death animations of all time, by the way. If we can use that to map the Void, that's dope. We're going to have another boss, don't forget, so prepare yourself. Luckily, we're fighting a boss that sucks against Mysterious Liquid with Mysterious Liquid. And then also some form of acidity. I don't know, maybe when they die, they explode into poison. Got no idea, alright? We're just letting it ride right now. The Ace of Hearts turns all items on the ground, or everything on the ground, into hearts. It's the wrong... We just unlocked that, but it sounds like probably the wrong consumable to have on a Lost Run. Sure, Book of Secrets, why not? We just got the Bookworm transformation. What does this do? I didn't look at our stat. I was so surprised I did not see our stats screen quickly enough to suss out if our stats changed. They were talking about this on the show, but can't remember what the conclusions were. I think the conclusion was that Bookworm seems to do nothing, and then chat was like, "Oh, ye of little faith." You don't even know. Alright, so, I mean, there you go. We got the shovel. To be real with you, like, thank God we got, this invincibility synergy, because without this, the run's a little whack. The damage is good, the rate of fire is good, but, like, you need better than that if you're gonna make a Lost Run work into the super late game. So the invincibility is overpowered, without a doubt, like, to the point of being probably a little bit on the boring side. However, boring... Well, that was bad. Boring is good in this situation. The more boring this run is, the more likely we are to come through in the clutch with a necessary victory. I can't believe I was, like, disappointed that I got Sack Dagger. Just for a second, you're like, all the, you know, injustices you've ever done with that item come flooding back, and you're like, man, I'm an asshole. I don't use Sack Dagger very well. And then you're like, wait a minute, I've got invincibility. I'm not an asshole. I'm the world's smartest man. We're about to win this Lost Run. requires borderline 0 skill right now. I mean, Ace of Clubs actually does not seem bad for us, but I'll just take an extra Sun card. I mean, it's gonna kill some enemies, I guess, but the big deal with the Sun card is definitely the mapping, for this character, at least. I see where you're moving, because the creep is following you. Which must be related to acid tears somehow. Okay, this is a very important moment for us. Gonna need you to take as much damage as possible. Beautiful. Mom's heart stood no chance. I don't see an entrance to the void, so we're going down to the Hush fight. Now, this is gonna be a clusterfuck. Please, God, give me Nod Leaf and let me use Blue Baby's only friend to win this run. No keys is like a real bummer there. Joker. Does the Joker card work here? How can you not, right? Like, you have to. Excuse me? Alright, so sometimes we get tears. We don't have the ability for bombs to show up, or for pills to show up. Should take Spider Mod. Boomerang's not worth it. We should Joker. I mean, there might be nothing, and in fact there was nothing. But it's still definitely the right choice. Alright, let's try it. This is not going to be easy, unless it is. So far it is. I don't know why sometimes we're getting 2 bombs, sometimes we're getting 0. I will say, if I had to choose, give me more 2 bomb setups, less 0 bomb setups, please. That's the worst. Is that a stem cell situation? I don't know. It's just the only thing I can think of being a problem. So what are we going to do to make this work? Honestly, Sack Dagger plays an enormous role. I think maybe we have to shoot it. Like, don't just set it and forget it. Honestly, no, it doesn't seem related to that. At first I thought, like, we had to move it close to the point of it being good to go here, but I don't think so. I think we just go through phases. It's definitely damage over time. Please. I should have taken that opportunity, dude, but I want to use the unicorn stump when we're grinding. Oh. Would we have gotten the win there? I honestly don't think so. Like, I don't think Unicorn Stump would have guaranteed us the win, but it would have given us some time. I just got cocky and thought I could dodge that, but I think we put in a pretty good attempt. 2 attempts, at least. Thanks for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, click the like button. It helps out a great deal. Of course, subscribe if you want to see more in the future. But for now, thanks for watching, and I will see you next time.